Sweeney's a few days on from the defeat on Tuesday night. I know you said after the game you were disappointed with especially the goals we conceded. Have you had more thought about that and a chance to really sit down with the lads and evaluate what happened?
In terms of sitting down with the lads, not so much. Again, the period of games we've had and logistically where they are in the country meant, again, a late or an early morning return on Wednesday, so Wednesday's written off. Few weary bodies as well with the schedule and with how the games have panned out. So Thursday was more about trying to freshen the lads up a little bit, work the lads that didn't get the minutes that they would have wanted or liked. So in terms of the contact time with the players, probably not as much as we like, but that's the period we're in. As staff, yeah, obviously we've had time to watch the game, analyse it, debrief it ourselves, but also try and move on very, very quickly because like I say, the games are coming thick and fast.
When you sit and watch the game for a second time, is there other things or other factors that you see when you that you didn't see when you're down in the dugout that make you almost think and learn more lessons from the defeat?
100%, yeah. That's not just necessarily staff. That's players as well. That's why we send them the individual clips. That's why sometimes you've got to be very, very careful and not getting too emotional after games, because when you do actually see things back, there's things that you've missed from your position on the bench as it is. So yeah, there was things within the goals that we need to do a lot better. That was plain to see. There's also things within the game that we done very, very well. But ultimately we didn't do them consistently enough and didn't defend our goal well enough to be able to get the rewards for all that hard work, because the effort, the desire, the commitment's all there. We're just falling slightly short in key moments. When
you're looking at defeats overall, are you taking into account Swindon, Forest Green, Newport are all teams up and around it and will be up and around the playoffs, even top two towards the end of the season, and it's really been a tough run of games? How much do you take that into account when you're analysing the defeats overall?
I think you've got to take some of it into account, yeah. These are the teams that we've got to compare ourselves to. These are the teams that, in my opinion, will be in and around competing for the opportunity to go up a division. That's what we've got to aspire to do eventually. Not necessarily this season. This season, I think it's fair to say, was more stability. The key objective for this season is to remain an AFL club. That still hasn't changed until we get the required amount of points. That will still be the objective. But I've said it before as well, we worked extremely hard as a football club to get to this position. Now, it's difficult at this moment in time, but I think if someone had asked us this 8-9 months ago, we'd have taken this. We've got to learn very, very quickly, but I'm sure the lads will.
Another tough game this weekend, another team that's up and around at Port Vale away. What do you make of them going into this weekend?
Another tough game, another team I expect to be in and around the mix. Had a really good run. Faltered a little bit in the last couple of games. Like ourselves, ours runs a little bit longer than theirs in terms of run of not winning in the league. But no Darryl very, very well. Know how he works, what he expects from his players. Know that he'll be hurting from the recent results, like we are. I'm expecting a reaction from them, but we need a reaction as well. It'll be a tough game, again away from home, more travelling, but these are the things where we ask for resilience, we ask for character, we ask for determination. These are all the things that are going to be tested. Now, at various times within games and across the season, we've shown we're more than capable of doing all these things that are required. What we haven't done it is consistently well enough across a game, and consistently well enough across a run of games to get the points where periods of our play deserved.
You mentioned there's a few connections between Hartlepool and Port Vale, starting off with Darryl Clark, and you said they also haven't won in 3 games. What type of person is he as a gaffer in terms of getting a reaction out of his team, especially when they've got the advantage of being the home side this weekend? Yeah,
Darryl's an emotional guy. He will let the players know exactly what he wants, what he expects, how disappointed he is. He's got an unbelievable record as a manager, going back to when he was manager at Salisbury, Bristol Rovers, Walsall. He's good at what he does. He gets teams winning. So I've got a lot of respect for Darryl. He's a good friend of mine, so I'm expecting him to have his players fired up. That'll be the message that we'll be saying to our players. We've got to match, or we've got to expect the best Port Vale, the Port Vale that went on a good winning run, the Port Vale that were beating teams comfortably. We've got to expect that hope it's not the Port Vale that happened in them sort of games, but we've got to be at our best.
Another connection was obviously Lewis Cass, who was a key part of this squad last season, and has suddenly found his feet a little bit at Port Vale as well. But he was hugely important, especially towards the last end of our season. But kind of hoping he's not fit and firing this Saturday.
Yeah, he won't thank me for saying that. I hope he's not at his best Saturday. But Cass was a great lad, fantastic to have around the dressing room. Come in and contributed to what was a successful season for us. Played a key role within that. So I wish him nothing but good luck, bar Saturday and bar when he comes back to Vic.
I suppose the same for Ryan Johnson. Probably hasn't played as much as Cass, but another great 7 for the club last season.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one that come in and more than contributed to the success we had. Another great lad in around the dressing room. Never been an issue. The type of character that you want in and around your football club has obviously moved on. Maybe from his point of view, it hasn't kicked off or started the way he would have liked, but I'm pretty sure John will find his feet.
Looking at us then, on Tuesday night, I know you made change with Tom Crawford coming in as well, but overall it was a defeat in the end. So what would you be looking towards Saturday? Is it kind of keeping almost the same type of team, or changes are going to have to be made?
We'll see today, to be honest. We'll see today. Like I say, there's been some weary legs. We've got to see where we're at. We've got to pick sides that we can't flog players to death. This has been a tough schedule, not just physically, but psychologically as well. When things aren't going your way, that can drain energy levels as well. So we'll pick a side that we believe can match and compete and win the game, but also that can physically do what we require. So there'll be opportunities for players. There always is. I keep on saying it, that we can't rely on 11 players to get us where we need to be. This is going to be a squad game. If you get your opportunity, then you've got to take that, whether that's a start in the game, whether that's coming on as a substitute, whatever minute you're given the opportunity to impress, you've got to take that. So, like I say, we'll see how we're at the end of the day today, and we'll pick a side that hopefully we can change our fortunes.
On the injury front, I know you'll learn a lot more today, but is there anyone, especially from Tuesday night, that stands out at the moment that probably might be unlikely this weekend?
No, not particularly. There's no real massive concerns, but like I say, it's been a tough schedule, so we've got to balance up getting what we believe to be key players for us on the pitch, but not at the risk of losing them for the long term. Because yes, we can get emotional over the last 3 or 4 games within the league. Yes, we need to stop that run of defeats, but there's still a lot of games to go, and we need as many bodies fit and available for them games. So that's what we'll have in mind. That's liaising with Jake, obviously head of sports science. He'll tell us what the markers are for flagging up potential risks. The medical team will tell us who's got the knocks and bumps and bruises and stuff. There's no real massive concerns in terms of injury wise, but like I say, we've got to be careful with some, because you can only ask so much of players, and that's what we'll do.
Just finally, we won't speak to you before next week. Straight away, we've got a quick turnaround with Sheffield Wednesday on Wednesday night. Whether it's you or someone else done the dugout, it's an exciting prospect for players, depending on obviously the result this weekend, but a good opportunity to go to a good ground, a historic team, and try and progress in a trophy as well. Yeah,
we've played 3 games in the competition. Travelled to Carlisle, and obviously the 2 home games, Morecambe and Everton 2021s. We've put a lot of effort into them 3 games to get the opportunity to go to Sheff Wed, so it's not a case of now fearing that or now just tossing that game aside, because our priorities are probably the league. We've worked hard to get to that position, so we'll try and win the game and try and progress in the competition. I keep saying it's likely to be a lot of clubs' best chance of winning a trophy or getting to Wembley. So again, the side will be picked to try and win, not just to tick a box off for a game and try and move on to another week.
Sweet.